Good evening, people. It's daylight savings, and God, I didn't know. I was talking to Paul, and I was chatting away, and I was sitting like, he said, Mick, it's daylight savings. And God, and lo and behold, I'm here. But we are here to talk about Manchester United. Forget about all the transfer news. Forget about all this takeover, this spin and everything. Let's talk United. Are you with us? Let's go. Guys, welcome to the show. What a scintillating panelist I have, or may I say, realist pundits. How are you guys doing? Who should I start with? I haven't seen this guy for so long. I thought he was adopted by aliens. Phil Standish, how are you doing, mate?
It's good to be back. I have missed this show. I have missed doing podcasts. I've been on a social media sabbatical for the last 3 or 4 weeks. I've been trying to be good and hardly been on Twitter or anything whatsoever. So yeah, I've missed it. I've missed doing podcasts. So yeah, it's good to be back. Looking forward to catch up with the boys tonight.
It's good to be back because Prem is also coming back on Sunday. We're playing Newcastle, aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah. Cannot wait for that. Really excited. Obviously, we've had the international break. Some are interested, some aren't. But yeah, to get Man United back on the screen against Newcastle, what a way to come back from an international break. Hit the floor running.
Right, I have two lovely gentlemen below down there, in the bottom tier. They've been on the show before, but I want to present a debutant, Mr. Twitter Spaces that we've been doing a lot of takeover talks on the Spaces. Mr. Paul White, welcome to the show. And obviously you're not watching Ireland, being an Irish.
Well, I'm from Northern Ireland, so that's a touchy subject. We'll not go there. Plus, my dad is from London as well, so I'll not reveal any allegiances when it comes to my national team.
Well, I literally have to send his wife, Sarah, a very polite message to borrow him today. And she said, I actually, what did I say? I said, please, can I borrow Paul for 1 hour and you can have him for the rest of your life?
I think she regrets that.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Paul. Also, Kojo, scintillating Kojo. How are you doing, my friend? All good?
Yeah, all good. All good, can't complain. I've kind of taken a break from football, from internationals, because I don't waste my time with that stuff. It's club football, United stuff. That's where we're going. So when you shouted me for my United podcast, I was like, yeah, we're back. So yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Well, I'm good, thank you, and thank you. I'm like you. I don't watch internationals. I am. I know who is playing today. Ireland, France, Sweden, Azerbaijan. Zlatan is playing. 41 years of age. You will show what Lions is all about. I'm good. I'm counting my chickens. 2 weeks left until I return back to Europe. As you guys know, I've been a digital nomad living here in Thailand, escaping the winter since 1st of December, counting my days, going back home to normal timing. And yeah, I'm good. Just excited that the Premier League is coming back. Obviously excited that we are on the roadmap to potentially win a treble. There's a lot of things that I'm interested and excited about in United, but I don't want to talk about the takeover. That's also another thing. But I want to go to the gentleman at the, let's see, right bottom of the corner, because I haven't seen him for ages. But welcome back, Brian Stinson, all the way from USA. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, man, doing well. The international break has been kind of boring, so I'm ready to get back to talking about United and watching United. So glad to be here. Thanks for having me, man.
Gentlemen, that concludes the whole panel. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, the topics are kind of up there. And if you guys look up there, if you haven't yet, like them, subscribe, take a breath, because YouTube had changed the algorithms. It's all go by liking. So if everyone that's watching now can hit that like button, hit it now, smash it now, give the thumbs up, because obviously the more people are liking, the more the videos go up in algorithm. Otherwise, all this beautiful content that we're making for you guys, Manchester United fans all around the world, would just perish in the ether somewhere. So please, we are going to talk about Manchester United so far. We're going to rate it. You guys in the that's viewing, you are the 12th players, you are the crowd, but please interact in the chat group. Send us your questions, because we're going to look at review where we are so far. And I have a very special treat for you guys today. I have compiled a compilation of the 10, let's say a bonus, 11 best goals scored this season. Only Phil Standish have seen it. He says his reckon is good. But we're going to vote on the best goals scored so far this season as well. So this is going to be fun. And then we're going to discuss about the player of the year. Are you guys ready to kick off the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Let's go. We haven't spoken football for a long time, so what we should do here is to honor the work that I did today. And yeah, let's have a look at the beautiful goals this season, and let's all have a vote on it. Viewers, if you're still there, I know Ireland is playing. I know you're watching Mbappe. We might get Mbappe in the summer. It's the wet dream of everyone, probably. That's why you're watching Mbappe. But let's reflect on the best goals according to my opinion this season. If I miss something, you could send a complaint to customer support after. Okay, so let's have a look at the goal of the season. All right, so the way it works is that I'm going to play a video clip. So bear in mind, keep this. I will come back to this one because these are the 11 goals that I picked. I call them 10. But for now, it is one bonus goal, and I'll tell you why. Right? So let's go, people. Let's go and do this.
Good advantage played by Baltini. Could lead to Anthony on his debut. Manchester United into the lead. He's got a new match to kiss here.
Let's go, number one. This Anthony.
Casemiro says you can throw it down the line backwards, but doesn't want to do that. Eriksen got involved. Marcus Rashford with a flying header. The aerial prowess of this Manchester United. Martinez. Relentless Reds at the moment. For Jadon Sancho, still Sancho, cool as you like. One with ice in his veins, and it's no more than Manchester United deserve, and Liverpool are 1-0 down again. Eriksen, Fernandes for Rashford, right through the middle of Arsenal, go Manchester United. McTominay's there, and they have equalised, have they? It looked over the line. The game that always provides draws and dramas. They pulled it out of the fire. Anthony, Fernandes, not quite, but it is Fred, and now Fernandes! Gloriously doubles Manchester United's lead.
Just didn't get anything right.
Served by Grealish, by Anthony, who scores a wonderful goal.
Well,
4-1. Well, he scored on his debut against Arsenal. He scored on his derby debut here. Restored a little bit of...
Winning that header. Ronaldo can pick this up. Garnacho's made a run for him and has been found. Garnacho's in here. He's got the speed and he's got the finishing power too. What a moment for the youngster. Alejandro Garnacho for Manchester United gets his first goal for the club when it really matters.
Eriksen set it back and Marcus Rashford latched on with the most sumptuous finish.
Manchester Manchester United 2-1 up.
Downhill, dispossessed, and here's Rashford. And Rashford flying forward here, and he's got support as well. Rashford might go alone. That is an excellent goal from Marcus Rashford to double Manchester United's advantage. All his own work.
Away from Raphael Varane. Gained by Martial, and Rashford played in against Alisson here. Marcus Rashford scores. No flag. 2-0. The classic counter-attack. Rashford built his reputation on it.
They've pulled it out of the fire.
That's about it, people. Flashback. What's your feeling?
Who do you want to start with?
We have all the goals up here. All the goals.
My favourite's not there, man.
I know.
I knew you were going to say that. It's the Barcelona one, isn't it?
Oh, that one where it's the Barcelona one where he just cuts in and beats the keeper at his near post. How could you miss that one of beauty? It killed it.
Try to make all the graphics, all the content, all the editing, motion design. I'm just me. I wish I can be like 3, 8, 10 minimes, but I just did to my best ability. So yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I cannot add it on.
From the ones you have, go ahead, Paul. Go ahead.
I'm going to say the one goal that I think is the best goal is because it's the goal that kick-started the belief in the United this season was Jadon Sancho's goal against Liverpool. The fact that everybody could see that goal was going to go in, and then the confidence that brought that team after that goal to get the second and then just roll on from there. I don't think people understood. If he hadn't scored from that chance, I don't think we win that game. I honestly don't think I think the belief seeps from us, and that game is what gave us to go. Look, we didn't lose for 12, 13 games after the Liverpool match, up until we played City. It was something like that, 12 in a row. So I say that one kickstarted our season, to be honest.
Who's next?
I'll go. Yeah, I completely agree.
Because you like Sancho so much.
my Sancho support stick with my guy I like, but yeah, absolutely. I think echo exactly what Paul just said. Without that goal off the back of the Brentford loss at the beginning of the season, and Brighton as well. We got such a rocky start. New manager. Everyone's like writing on the wall straight away for him. Sancho had his critics already. This before he left, and to stand up and to lay Milner on the floor the way he did, leave him laying down like he was on a sunbed, and just took it into the back of the net with the composure that he showed, and the belief that threw into Old Trafford, and the roar it created, which allowed Rashford to go on to get his goal. Yes, it was 2-1 and Salah got his goal at the end, but the game was won, and the run that we went on off the back of that, the belief that gave us, and suddenly everyone kind of went, oh, actually, United might have something about them this season. And we really started to show it from there. We really started to run on from there. And not just the timing of it, but the actual composure within the game, within the goal as well. And I just love the class of the goal, not just because it's Sancho, but just the way it was taken. We've seen so many Rashford goals this season. He could have a top 10 of his own. And Anthony, getting his first one on his debut, again, another critical goal in a critical moment. But I think for me, I'm just going to have to stick with the Sancho one.
All right, fair play. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I'll go.
All right, Kojo.
To be fair, I'll be a bit different because the Sancho one was quality. He put 3 players on the floor, including the goalkeeper, by the way. Excellent composure. Anthony versus City. I think is I know it's easy to go for the long range shots, but in that game, when your team is getting absolutely hammered, it takes a lot for you to still have the confidence to go forward and produce such an effort of such quality. And you know, you're talking about scoring in a big game. You've made some sort of impact there, you know. So it showed some mentality and it showed some quality that he has the ability to cut inside and score those goals. So I'll give him a shout. If I can quickly just give my goal that's not there, Luke Shaw versus Bournemouth. The guy ran the left of the pitch by himself, found Bruno on the other side, then tucked it in with his weaker foot. Hey, a guy doesn't score many goals, man. So I had to give him that one. That was a beauty. It was a true beauty.
Yeah, it was.
It's Bournemouth, but hey, Luke Shaw don't score, man. It's like, I don't know. Who can I compare it to? It's like 𝒂𝒊𝒄 scoring a goal. So yeah.
Good shot, that goal, Joe.
yeah, so Luke Shaw for me. But out of that list, I'll give it to Anthony.
Bryant?
Man. So I guess for me, the goal that's, as far as the ones that are on the list, the goal that gave me the most, like, I celebrated the most was the Casemiro goal against Chelsea. So because for me, like, goals of the season, it has to be a combination of the goal and the moment in which it was scored, right? And for me, it was one of those moments where the Chelsea game, Manchester United were the far better side in the first half, and then Chelsea made some adjustments in the second half and started to grow back into the game, and then just Manchester United have like a bozo gene moment. Scott McTominay gives away a penalty, and then Chelsea go up, and we were thinking we're going to go from dominating this game, looking the best, and then at least not losing it, to then losing the game. And then out of nowhere, Casemiro shows everybody just how good in the air he is on set pieces, which we've seen many times since then over the course of the rest of the season. But I'm pretty sure that was Casemiro's first goal for the club, and the celebration at the end of it, like what it meant to not lose that game, was incredible. It was a huge moment. It was a huge moment for me. I thought that United were going to lose the game, and then in the goal went. So big one for me. That would be my choice.
Yeah, you know what, Brian? Yeah, man. Yeah. And we would have won that game if it wasn't for certain people that, you know what? No names. It's a great goal. No names.
Yeah, but also there was that goal with Casemiro with a legendary celebration. It's still clinched in my mind, and it was on the dying minutes. It was in 94th minute. We were 1-0 down. And his header and that celebration, it was epic celebration. And that's why I had in the clip, like, epic celebration. Also, Anthony's first goal against Arsenal, the way he was celebrating, going like, you know, like this to the badge, just like this kind of moments that kind of like a Polaroid picture in my mind, right? But there's so many good goals, like, you know. Paul, what are you saying? What's your pick here?
I was going to say with that Casemiro thing. Remember, people said he just came here for money. You know, I think anybody can see that man. I think that man is enjoying football more than he ever has in his life, because for the very first time, it's not everybody. You know, it's not Toni Kroos and I've totally forgotten his other name, Modric, that people are talking about. People are seeing what Casemiro actually brings to a team. You know, and he's getting the respect from day one in this team. He's not just the guy that sits in front of your back four. He can be a guy that gets you an equaliser, gets you a winner, and can push a team. You know, I couldn't believe it. Like 60 million, people said overpriced. A steal. Do you know he costs less? I didn't realise this with add-ons. Do you know Casemiro actually costs us less money than Naby Keita did for Liverpool? Because they won the Champions League and the add-ons and all kicked in.
So that's your pick then.
Good start, that. I like that.
Well, my pick is still the Jadon Sancho goal, but I just wanted to say that wee piece in Casemiro. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Who's yours, mate?
Puppy. No, I go with Botswana Puppy. Aubrey, rip it away. You're on mute.
I think Brian touched on this. in such a very poignant way by saying like it's sort of like the culmination of what the significance of the goal is. How do you judge goal of the season, right? Is the significance of the goal and also the brilliance of the goal, and also what constitutes the brilliance of the goal for you. So it's like a couple of these things that I'm all thinking about at the same time, being like, damn, this is really, really difficult. But from the list that you provided, I don't know which goal it was when okay, so I love the individual brilliance that Rashford shows when he cuts through everybody and then takes the
Burnley.
ball. Burnley, it must have been
The solo goal.
That's I love, because it feels like it's a moment of transition for Rashford where he's like, oh, I'm actually really, really, really in my zone. But I also feel like the real goal though is the very first time when Rashford did this season was when he transitioned into the next level and he figured that out, like, oh, I'm actually really, really embracing the confidence. I'm not just lucky. I'm not just completing a sequence, an attacking sequence in a very, very, well coached team. I'm actually also contributing myself, taking the game by the scruff of the neck, and also using my individual brilliance to add on to the momentum of the team. So it's one of those things where I feel like when we're calling on individual brilliance, it's the one versus Burnley. But when we're calling on, I have to agree with what everybody said about that one. The Sancho goal versus Liverpool, the significance of it cannot be understated. It was a very, very big moment. So yeah, I'll go with Burnley out of the list.
So then it's only me left then, right? So I'm surprised because there's so many. I mean, obviously there's so many Rashford goals in here. Like, Rashford is the leading goal scorer in United at the moment, 27 goals in all competition. From a beauty of a goal, I will go with Burnley when he takes the ball from his own half and just does a Leo Messi, like, passes everyone and just put it in. That was a beautiful goal. But
Mick, when was the last time we saw any Man United player ever do that, where just dribble past? I think he went through 4 people, if I counted correctly, and score, individual brilliance, and just going in and putting the ball in the back of the net. When was the last Man United player to do that? Maybe. Do you remember?
Ryan Giggs v Arsenal.
There we go. It's like very, very few moments where we have individual. So,
but of course,
against Liverpool in his debut.
Yeah, of course, maybe. I'm just gonna be quick and easy here. Like, I agree with Jadon Sancho. That was a beautiful moment. But I would also go with the underdog in certain ways. That in the moment when it matters, I would say that actually Garnacho's goal against Real Sociedad, because he put us through. Right, that was a very crucial goal in the dying minute as well. And for a young kid to come in and 18 years of age to give us the decisive moment to even go through to the where we are going now, semi-finals in the quarterfinals in the Europa League. I mean, that was a pearler as well, according to my opinion. But I am going by. But my favorite moment is absolutely the Casemiro goal and his celebration, right? Because that was also significance where we were 1-0 down. We were playing at Stamford Bridge. I agree, we were better half in the team, and the clock was dying. 94th minute, boom, Casemiro on the head, and that was kind of kicked off his goal scoring with Manchester United. That celebration I will never forget. So hard. God, I cannot pick. Can somebody pick for me?
Nick, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me for this one, right? Just hear me out. Just hear me out.
Right.
I don't think that's Garnacho's best goal this season.
It's not. You're right. It's
not.
The Fulham one. The Fulham one.
Fulham. Because I remember watching that and just thinking, I had a big flashback to when Ronaldo did it to them in, I think, 2007 or something like that.
From the same position.
Yeah, just ran past everybody and then the finish and the burst of pace as well to catch the ball and finish it. I was like,
true.
And you got all of you are talking about moments. He won the game. Game, set, match, done. 90th minute. You gotta hit me. It's a beautiful video compilation. Love you for it.
Did they not do the Messi celebration after that one as well?
I can't remember. I'm not sure.
Oh, no,
Go ahead.
Ronaldo. He did the Ronaldo. That was it. He did the Ronaldo one.
Yeah. It was a really Garnacho's goal was actually a really cool moment because I'm pretty sure it was his first start for Manchester United. And
I think so.
It was.
United needed to beat. It was actually, we didn't score enough goals against Sociedad, which is why we drew Barcelona in the knockout, like to get into the knockout stage of the Europa League. But Garnacho, that was his first start, and he's running like full. He's at the top of his speed, and he takes 2 touches to set himself, and then on his weaker foot he puts it he puts it top shelf. It was an incredible finish. Like for me, it was one of those moments where I was like, ooh, like Garnacho's legit. Like if he can do stuff like that over the course of the rest of the season, he's going to be a huge asset to the club. And goal, so that like it helps when he scores goals like he does against Fulham, which actually won us the 3 points that we needed in the Premier League later on in the campaign as well. Like, you know, so, but because I remember the Garnacho goal, that was one of Ronaldo's like last games because Garnacho went up to Ronaldo. He went up to Ronaldo and said, "Can I use your celebration?" And Ronaldo gave him permission to use the celebration. And that's when he puts his hands on his chest and stuff like that. He asked Ronaldo for permission to celebrate that way for his first goal for the club. It was a really cool, like, looking up to an idol moment. Even if Ronaldo bend us off to Piers Morgan and blah, 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 whatever, like, it was still a cool moment.
It was momentous, wasn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. We're going to VR room. Phil, you've been acting the VR. What's the collective score? I still go with Casemiro versus Chelsea, that goal celebration, because that meant a lot, going to Stamford Bridge, 1-0 down, and we got a point. But I agree with you with the Garnacho's goals. I don't know. I have to pick Casemiro.
Okay, I think when you add it all up, what everyone kind of said, you know, I think not just because of what the top I'm wearing, but I think generally everyone seemed to think that Sancho was the defining moment in the season, that it absolutely mattered for us. Absolutely, I think we can all agree that those goals that we looked at, they're all really great goals and they've had great moments. Absolutely, that Casemiro, I remember running around screaming. You've probably seen the video on social media somewhere of me just spinning around, screaming. You know, Casemiro, that was it. Like, it was absolutely defining moment, you know, and it was like, as has already been said, it wasn't the fact that he's just come to shore up the defence or come for the money. He was there, and the passion he showed on that. Not quite as good as 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌 passion when he scored his goal, by the way. Let's not forget that guy. But for the goal of the season, I think I don't know if everybody had to just pick one for a defining moment that's goal of the season so far. One word, what would you say? Just go around the table now quickly. So I'll start with you, Mick. One name.
Casemiro.
Okay, Kojo.
Sorry, what am I doing?
So just we've discussed them all a lot, the actual goals. So we're just trying to summarise it quickly. So you can choose one name, one goal.
Oh, Anthony C.
Okay, there we go.
That's a good
Bryant.
one.
Yeah. Casemiro's goal for me. Huge.
Okay. Paul.
I'll go with Casemiro. After hearing and seeing the video again, the passion.
Over to you, Power Hour. Down to you.
I'll go with Rashford.
Casemiro wins. That's it. Casemiro gets goal of the season so far. From the defining moment, the moment that the passion, the what it meant to the team at the time. And
Second place goes to. Can you show us a t-shirt? Second place, runner-up goes to. Show the t-shirt. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. But to be fair, it was joined with. He only got one vote, which was mine in the end. And also Anthony and Rashford and Garnacho. They all got very honourable mentions.
So
yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, panel. Viewers, let us know in the comments below. If you watch this video later, drop us a comment. Let us know who you think is, out of all these goals, which is your goal, right? But we're coming to the end of the stream. So what I want to do here is, obviously we looked at all the goals. I want to also discuss of who is the player so far of the season, I think. Let's do it. All right, so I done this, right? I don't know how I'm gonna split this up. I picked a few plays that I think is worthy, but I know who's gonna win. So anyway, De Gea for me has been amazing. I mean, I think he's got a lot of stick, but the amount of goals, the acrobatic moves and goals he stopped, is in the mix for me. Obviously, for me, it's Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane, Casemiro, and Marcus Rashford are my contenders. Christian Eriksen was doing fine until he got that ankle injury. But guys, who do you see here in this nomination should be contender for the Player of the Year?
Bruno. I say Bruno Fernandes, because if you look at that, you look what you've got up there. Bruno has played in Eriksen's position. Bruno has played in Anthony's position. Bruno has played in Garnacho's position. Bruno has played the most games, the most minutes. He's ran that pitch. He's led that team. You could say Casemiro, yes, but we don't have another DM. He's made the most impact. But Bruno Fernandes is the essence of what you want in a player, which is availability and commitment. You put him on the right, yes, they may not do well, but he'll give a hunt. You put him on the left, he'll give a hunt. I just think for a player that just, the only other player I've seen do what Bruno does, and he did it on a better level, I like to add, is Wayne Rooney. You ask him where, you tell him where you want him to play that day, and he'll give all his. He'll just play. He won't bitch or moan that he's being played out of position. He's, that's why I think it's Bruno, in my opinion.
Bruno, Bryant, quickly, your nomination for the Player of the Year?
Casemiro. For me, it's Casemiro for what he's done to the team. I think United have had serious defensive issues prior to Casemiro signing, and when we've had some rough games this season, even when he's been in the team. But on the whole of the season, Casemiro has been such a linchpin in the team, and he's just aided the team in so many ways. So we're so much better with him in the side. So a signing of the season for me, in addition to being Manchester United's Player of the Season. But he won't get it because he doesn't score goals like Rashford.
That's it. It always goes to the goal scorer, even the Ballon d'Or. Who wants to go next? Puppy.
Sure, I'll go next. I think because, let's put the goal scoring aside. Marcus Rashford, let's look at where he was about 6-7 months, ago. We saw a player who was void of confidence, and he made an amazing turnaround, not just for himself, and it's gone on to the team. I talked earlier on about transitioning to next level, when you're oh, I'm not just the star, I'm a superstar of the team. I'm the one that they are counting on, and he's somebody that has gone on to sort of set a standard and continuously reach it and be surprising everybody. So the phenomenal level that he has achieved at this moment is just making me feel like he is the heart. The team is like a body, and a body is made up of different organs and different parts and different components. So obviously you take out the spine, it's different. You take out the heart, it's different, and somebody else. So Marcus Rashford for me is almost like the heartbeat of the attack, and maybe Casemiro would be the backbone of the body. So it all just depends on, I feel like, how which body part you're mostly feeling like is the most vital, and say Malacia is like the elbow.
All right, we got a lesson of anatomy. So for you, definitely, it's a Rashford thing, yeah.
It's Rashford.
Kojo, bring it up.
I'll go Casemiro. I love Rashford, and I'm very happy that he's got his form back. He's got his goals in, his confidence and everything. But it's not even a but. It's just Casemiro. When he's not playing, this team doesn't function. And hell, when he got that yellow card away at Crystal Palace, everyone was scared. And that just tells you everything about the guy, because You don't want to miss his influence. And that's not me saying, oh, you know, when he's not there, A and B has to play and they obviously they're not of the level. Forget about that. It's just the guy just stands out for just how good he is above everybody. And it's not about just the Man United team. It's in this league. It's gone from being the best DM in the league to probably being the best midfielder in the league. And it's those conversations that keep evolving because the guy is showing what he's always been about. And you know, I have a thing for unsung heroes who finally get their credit. Your Busquets, even I'll go as far as saying Michael Carrick as well, because Carrick didn't get enough credit at Man United for how brilliant he was throughout his whole run at United. Casemiro is standing out so much that he's no longer the unsung hero that he was at Real Madrid. He's the man. He is the man, and he wasn't getting compared to Partey and those guys. They were being compared to him because it's like, oh, you signed this guy, and you know he came from Real Madrid. He was supposed to be the best, but because we're top of the league with this boy, that doesn't mean a damn thing. He sets the standard, and that's why you're always talking about him. So, yeah, man, all day, every day for me, Casemiro.
El Casemiro. That's a good one, actually. Who's next? I totally agree with you what you're saying. Basically, I keep losing count. Who did I forget? Phil.
Yes, mate. So I agree with what everyone said so far. I think ultimately Rashford may end up taking the plaudits. When you see man of the match results on social media, which is ultimately where the votes go at the end of the season, Rashford's won a lot more of that based on the goals he scored. His turn of form has been fantastic. But in the words of Roy Keane, he's doing what he should be doing. He's scoring goals. At the end of the day, he is. You know, he just found his form again. So is it like, do you reward someone for finding your form again? You know, a lot of people, let's be honest, we all know that he was distracted off the pitch last season, and Ten Hag dealt with that in the most professional way, as he has done with everything else. He's quietly nipped it in the bud and allowed him to focus on his football and reminded him what he's great at, and showing him he is fantastic. And the only time Rashford was on a slump was when Ronaldo was there and we were trying to play to his strengths. For me, though, it's Casemiro, because as has already been said by Kojo, almost took the word right out of my mouth. The moment he was missing, it was panic, utter panic. Let's be honest, amongst the fans. Ten Hag said you could see he might have said in his press conference, we've got ways to deal with it, we'll work our way around it. But the moment the camera panned to him, and he knew the moment he was going missing from the Arsenal game after the Palace loss and everything else, you just knew what was coming, and you just saw that moment of like, Ten Hag, head in hands, that brief moment, the camera caught it, you can't take it away. It was he knew, everybody knew, everybody knows how big Casemiro's role is in the team, and we're feeling it again already. We saw it in the Southampton game, which, let's be honest, was absolutely ridiculous. We've seen it before, and we've already spoke about it in this show of the difference it's going to make of him not being there for the Newcastle game and the next two games after that. It's going to be massive for us. I think that we have got other goal scorers in the team. Don't get me wrong, Rashford, we really miss him when he's not there, even for half a game. But we can't ultimately get other people who can get goals over the line. We cannot get anybody else who controls the midfield the way he does in his box-to-box and his goals that he's given us as well. You know, he's already won goal of the season from us based on the way he got it, the timing he got it, the celebration and his passion and everything behind it. So for me, my play of the season, as much as I'm absolutely made up for Rashford, it's a very close second, but for me, it's got to be Casemiro.
Yeah, 100%. So it's only me left then, or I lost the count. Is everyone spoken here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, this is so hard, but I just have to compare. Comparing again where we were last year when we had that donut hole with McFred, and we were crying out for years for that, defensive midfielder. We finally replaced Carrick, after 6 years almost, and that was Casemiro, right? Nobody's ever mentioned in this podcast about Lisandro Martinez and Varane, the partnership. That's been the backbone. But Jay Daly always talks about the Bermuda Triangle of Manchester, which has been formed. And that is starting with Martinez, Varane, and on top of that triangle is Casemiro. Casemiro for me is 100% the one that we've been crying out for. He's the one that has been shown leadership. I mean, we're talking about 5-time championship winner Casemiro bringing that quality leadership. He played 500 professional games without even being sent off until he came to Premier League and got 2 red cards. But usually, like, you know, most goal scorers always get, because people remember goals. But I'm looking at the old dynamics of transformation of the team, and he's the engine. He's the El Registra, and he's the tip of that Bermuda Triangle. So I love all the players in here, but if I have to pick one, it has to go to El Casemiro. You know, El Casemiro. Definitely, he's my man of the year, to be honest. That's my take on it, guys. So yeah, looks like we're gonna see at the end of the season, right?
True. I rearranged my organs. I think Luke Shaw is the left leg, and Varane is the right leg. Martinez is the lungs. David De Gea is the stomach. Bruno is the spine. Casemiro is the heart. Rashford is the face, which is on the head. So you chop off the head, obviously the body is useless. And Maguire is just a toenail.
Big up, guys. Listen. We have had a fantastic... We've been out of streaming. We haven't been doing a live stream for quite a while.
Can I just add, sorry, I just want to say to Power Hour, I think that Maguire has to be the forehead.
Maguire.
Jesus.
Oh my daisy.
You know what? Maguire's going to do a lot for us, guys. That 40 million he's going to bring in is going to do a lot.
Listen. It's been an absolutely pleasure to speak to all of you. Bryant, it was good to see you again. Been trying to get you on for months and months and months. I know how busy you are, but I always appreciate your late WhatsApp calls to me. Brother Power Hour, I know that, you know, the time difference between us, 12 hours. No, actually, it's summertime now, so it's less. But soon we will be closer because I'm going back to Europe.
Yeah.
Phil Standish, I know how busy you are with your family. Appreciate I haven't seen you on the stream. You're back. So good to talk football and Manchester United. Kojo, I don't know, he's spinning some plates in the background. You spin me like a wreck. Kojo, are you there? But guys, thank you for coming on. Go back, be nice to each other on the socials. Be patient. Don't listen to the media spin regarding the takeovers. Take it with a pinch of salt, whatever's coming out. There's an NDA signed out, and hopefully we will have a conclusion who will be the owner of Manchester United. But if we have a punt, if we have a bet, leave that in the comments below. But guys, please like and subscribe. Follow all these beautiful gentlemen that was in the podcast. And guys, see you soon as we play Newcastle over the weekend. This is Mick Ruby, Mufc Realist TV. This is Phil. Coach has disappeared. Thank you, Botswana Papi, Football Power Hour, Paul, Bryant. Guys, it was a pleasure. See you.
Good night.
Bye for now. Good night.